Okay, this is the Windows Vista desktop. You see in the top right-hand corner, I'll just wave my mouse around over here. This is the microphone bar, and it fulfills a couple of functions. Firstly, it lets you control whether or not the computer is listening to you. Secondly, this large panel here is what we use to provide feedback to you. So as I'm doing this demonstration, you might see it saying things like, "What did you say?" or "Maybe you should have said this." Hopefully it won't say that too much. One would think I'd know how to use this. But you know, the idea is that you don't need to know absolutely everything about the system in order to do it. It gives you feedback as you work with it. Start listening. What can I say? So this is a great reference card. The way we've designed the experience in Windows Vista is that if you can see it, if you can read it on the screen, you can say it. So I can just use speech to navigate through this document. How do I use speech recognition? Punctuation marks. Top 10. Top 10. Scroll down 2 pages. So you saw a couple of things there. Firstly, I could read out anything that I could click on. I could just read out that full text, or I could read out a subset of that text. So I don't have to say it precisely. If I say some subset, that's just fine. Secondly, I can still do all the things that you'd expect to be able to do with a mouse or keyboard. For example, I could scroll down. Now, I'm not going to read this help file to you, but I do encourage you to, first time you try this, take a look at this, read through it. It's not very long. It also prints out as a nice reference sheet. It's a couple of pages long. With a few minutes, you'll be able to become familiar with the system. So I'll show you something else now. Close that. Now, I'm not too keen on my desktop background. It's a bit icy and cold, and I'm looking for something a bit more, I don't know, organic and plant-loving and that sort of thing. So let's try and change the desktop background. Start. Control panel. Change desktop background. Close that. Switch to display properties. Autumn. Azul. Autumn. Autumn looks good. You notice I can just talk to anything I see. There's a list box there. I can scroll through that list box just by saying the entries. Apply. Close that. Now that's pretty neat, but I but there's more. Thank you. I have better pictures on my system, and so let's go and look at some of those pictures. I can do more than just drive the start menu with this. Start. Pictures. Scroll down. Frog. Do you think that'd make a good desktop background? How about water lilies? Double-click water lilies. Oh, now that looks nice. That really appeals to my sensitive nature. So here we've got a great application which has no text on the screen. I don't know what to say, but what I'd really like to do is to zoom in and take a closer look at those flowers. So I don't know whether or not I can say that. So one thing I can do is I can ask the system to overlay with numbers. And well, I won't explain it. I'll just show it to you. Show numbers. So you can see the numbers slowly pulsing on and off. And if I locate the icon I want icon number 9. 9. OK. Look in the top right-hand corner. It's teaching me what I could have said. I could have said zoom in. Zoom in. Well, I really like that. Right-click. Set as desktop background. Close that. Close that. There you go. Now, I've done the important job of getting my desktop background just how I like it. Now I have to get to my day job, which is, of course, surfing the web. So let's try that. Oh, my favorite website is, of course, my own blog, because I agree with everything that guy says. So we'll try that first. Double-click my blog. And since Philip's here, I'd better show his blog too. Double-click Philip's blog. Double-click Virtual Earth. Wow, Virtual Earth, what a cool application. You know, it'd be nice to just use the mouse to scroll around in here, but I'm feeling pretty gung-ho about speech. Yet let's use speech to do this as well. Maximize that. X. X. Now I can talk to anything I see on the screen here as well. So I've installed the Virtual Earth location service, so let's try that out. Locate me. So it thinks I'm somewhere in the southwest of the United States, which is pretty good, but I think we can improve on that. I'd really like to click on the screen, but let's say I'm across the room and I've just got my microphone. So how do I do that? Mouse grid. 7, 6, 6, double click. Oh, I think I overshot a little bit. I should move left. Press left arrow. Press left arrow. Press plus. So I can do a lot of voice control of this application, which was never designed with speech in mind. Of course, I've got Internet Explorer here. I've got favorites. I can use this to drive menus as well. And so rather than go through and find the convention center, let's just check my favorites. Favorites. Convention center. And here we are. Well, you can tell that I really enjoy playing with this, and I could play with this for a lot longer. But the important thing about this is that this is great news for people with accessibility needs. You just saw I can drive the whole user interface without touching the keyboard. It's also great news for your applications because by default, they get this much speech enablement for free. And so if you have people who have speech needs, the operating system gives you a great deal right up.